Hello and welcome to one of the first and many profiles for Team GreatBallz. I'm BugCatcherRoss and I will be guiding you through a deck profile of Darkrai Giratina, one of my favourite and personally funnest decks I have ever played in my life. Now, first of all, look at these artworks. Aren't they absolutely fantastic? I love both of them. You won't find me playing a deck and I either like the Pokemon or I love the artwork. If the deck is good, but it doesn't look nice or I don't like the Pokemon, I will not be playing it. These artworks, fantastic. Everything about them, fantastic. Love Darkrai, I love Giratina. So, get into the deck build. The main attacker, of course, is Darkrai. We will be using the Dark Pulse attack, not the Dark Hit attack for this build. And Dark Pulse is for a double colorless energy, 20 damage, plus 20 damage more for every dark energy on the field. Now, Darkrai EX, once again, fantastic artwork, but 180 HP. On the better side of the EXs, but we can certainly do better than that. We can buff it up. Using the resources we have in this deck, we can make this thing hit like a truck. We're going to aim to get all the energy, pour it onto the field, and make this thing do the big numbers. Now, yeah, it does have a weakness to fighting, which can cause some problems if we go up against a Zygarde deck, some sort of Toxicroak, or Carbink can be a problem because, of course, that cheeky ability. So, to back us up, we have our Dragon Buddy, Giratina Turner. Both artworks are absolutely fantastic. I've got one of each copy in this deck. 170 HP makes it a little bit more brittle than the other one, but the ability makes up for it. Renegade Pulse. The ability to stop all Mega Evolved Pokemon from touching you is absolutely fantastic. Of course, there's some Megas in the meta. There's some Megas that will just pop up at random tournaments you play where this little kid has just discovered his first ever Mega Pokemon. And this will stop that poor little child. So, Chaos Wheel is its attack. For 4 energy, it's a little bit pricey for only 100 damage, but the ability makes up for it. Your opponent can't play any tool, special energy, or stadium cards from his or her hand during his or her next turn. So, if you're playing a Night March deck, a Vespiquen deck, you can really start to slow them down. They've got no Forest Giant Plants, they've got no double colorless. Same with Rayquaza, no double colorless. One of the ideal matchups I fought for this card, which I've yet to have happen, but when it happens I am going to absolutely love myself, is Giratina versus Mega Steelix. Because of course, Mega Steelix using only special energy, and being a Mega, Giratina is just going to run through it. But yes, you're on 2 Giratina in this deck, and that is the backup attacker for this build. Next we have 1 Oblivion Wing Yveltal. Now, for this one I've decided to choose the Generations card, because of course we've got to go for all those pretty cards. This card is just to get the energy out of the bin using Oblivion Wing, and attach it, speed up, accelerate it, put more energy onto the field. It's also an excellent backup attacker to kill any Carbinks, kill any Regice that's stopping us from attacking. Another one-off is Hydreigon EX. Same reason as Yveltal really, it can get past stuff with the Shred attack, it's unaffected by effects of other opponents' Pokemon, so we ain't seeing no Jolteon stopping us with this guy, we ain't seeing no Regice. The Dragon Road ability is absolutely fantastic. The ability to stop your opponent from stalling you out by Lysanding a high retreat cost Giratina, and just, if you have a Stadium in play, the Giratina loses 2 of the stars on its retreat cost, and you can just switch it back out. It never really comes into play, but when it happens, it's excellent. And the last thing is, Hydreigon is also one of my favourite Pokemon. The artwork is fantastic, and the aesthetic of the deck, with all these dark reds and blacks, makes it look so fun and vibrant in its own little dark, edgy, emo way. So, Trubbish and Garbodor, 1/1 line of them in the deck. Garbodor is a very good card. Trubbish, he's a cute little trash bag dude. Need I say more? The ability is absolutely fantastic. If you're not playing a Mega deck, or if you're not playing something where you need abilities, you can shut off that Greninja deck you're playing against. You can shut off the abilities of your opponent, and you can shut off their Shaymins. So, we run 2 Shaymins. The only reason I run 2 Shaymins in this deck, well, not the only reason, but one of them, is because I'm poor. Now, I do believe in only running 2 in this deck, and it's not just because of my poverty issues, it's also because you are going to be playing these guys down and then they just sit there. With the current 2016-2017 standard meta, there's no scoop up cards, there's no ability to pick up these cards and to use them again. So if I'm only running 2, it can reduce the amount I would maybe be tempted to put on the field, and it means that maybe there's less risk to me losing. 2 is a good amount. You'll definitely have 1 in the deck most of the time, and it's an excellent Ultra Ball target to get your draw going. So that's the Pokemon lineup. You can make any changes to it if you like, but this is my personal build. It's the one I've enjoyed a lot and won a lot of matches with. So now we're going to the supporters. And first of all, we have for Sycamore. It's very simple, very sweet, very simple. It's a very good card. You know, discard your hand, draw 7 cards. It gets the job done. You play all your cards, and then you play your Sycamore, and boom, you've got new cards. Next, we have N. Now, N is a very good card as well. I'm sure I don't have to explain it to a lot of you guys. I mean, shuffle you and your opponent, shuffle your hands back into the deck and draw equal to your prize cards. It's a fantastic card. You can slow your opponent up if they're winning, or you can shuffle cards back into your deck if you don't think they're good. 2 Lysander. Lysander is a very good card. The amount of times I hear from my local card places, Lysander for game is absolutely shocking. It's just a wonderful card that gets play. It does the job. It wins games. And the last 2 supporters are Ninja Boy and Skylar. The reason for Skylar is we're running a lot of one-offs in the deck. One-off items. Skylar can get all those one-off items. If we need a tool for our Garbodor, Skylar can get it. If we need a stadium, Skylar can get it. It's a wonderful support. I like it as a one-off. The other one-off is Ninja Boy. Once again, we're running a lot of Pokemon. Not too many, but enough to the point of we might want a Ninja Boy at some point. We're facing a tricky Carbink, and my Darkrai can't get past it. I can Ninja Boy into the Yveltal and deal with the Carbink. It's a nice card. If I want to get rid of that Shaman and swap it for a Hydreigon and get that ability off, I can do it. Next, we move on to the items. Now, the items is the main bulk of the deck. As we can see, there's a lot of items in this deck, but that's because it really uses these resources to get the energy out in the field. Standard, 4 Ultra Ball, gets our Pokemon. It's a fantastic card, and it lowers our hand count to play an Ultra Ball, to get our Shaman, to play our Shaman, to draw more cards. Next, we have the first resource to get energy on the field, apart from the Yveltal, of course, Max Elixir. Wonderful card, looking at the top 6 cards of your deck, and you can put an energy you find there onto a benched basic Pokemon. So, power up a Giratina, power up another Darkrai, power up Yveltal. It's just very, 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 very good. Next we have 4 Trainer's Mail. Now, 4 Trainer's Mail is a fantastic card yet again. If you've got the space for it, I say fit it in a deck. It's an extra draw card that can just be played, and it might be able to get you a resource that you need, which might save you having to play your Skylar. Next, we have the tool cards. Fighting Fury Belt. 3 of it, of course, it raises the HP of basic Pokemon. We've got Giratina, we've got Darkrai, we've got Hydreigon and Yveltal. All basic Pokemon, they're fast and they need more HP to be better. So, plus 40 HP to any of them, plus 10 damage. Absolutely fantastic idea. Might as well run it. Plus it's another tool card that Garbodor can use for its ability. The other one is, of course, Floatstone. Giving our Pokemon free retreat cost is always a no-brainer. It's just excellent. Being able to stick it on a Gardevoir, even better. And the last thing is well, not the last thing, I have my one-offs. VS Seeker. 3 of it. Normally people would run 4. I don't like having it clog my hand at the start. It normally just gets in the way. So running 3, I've learnt by playing 3 for a long time that I can get around it, and it works. It's not a hindrance. Sometimes I may run out of VS Seekers a little bit early, but the deck always seems to pull through. It's one of those decks that just, as long as you got energy on the field, you can keep hitting, and that's all that matters. And the one-offs are an Escape Rope. Of course, we all want our switches. A Super Rod, because we want to put that energy back into the deck so we can Max Elixir it again. And a Town Map. There's lots of debates about Town Map. Everywhere I've gone, I've always heard people argue about Town Map. I believe in this deck, it works. Later on in the game, if you played your Town Map early, and you've got energy in your prize cards, if you get that kill, you grab that energy. Next turn you can play it. You're always guaranteed an energy every turn using a Town Map. It's kind of a silly play, but it's done a lot for me. I can take a Double Dragon out of the prize card. I can take a VS Seeker. It saves me. And the last thing is the stadiums. 2 Skyfield. We run a lot of Pokemon. Skyfield will make it so we've got a lot of space for the Pokemon. And then, once we've played our Shamans after playing our Skyfield, we can play our second stadium, Reverse Valley, which of course we're using the Dark type effect to do us 10 more damage, same as Fighting Fury Belt, to get rid of Skyfield and then get rid of the Shaman so they're no longer an easy Lysander target. And the last thing in the deck, of course, is the energy. We run 8 Dark Energy. It's a good number. Max Elixir will usually find one. Just nice, and it's lovely that they're all shiny. And the other thing is Double Dragon Energy. Now, because of the wording of this, it does say that we can have the Dragon Energy become any type of energy while it's on a Dragon Guide. So we attach it to the Giratina, we can use it when we need to, but while we're attacking with the Darkrai, we can say that this is 2 Dark Energy. So, instead of attaching 1 energy for turn and plus 20, we're attaching 2 energy for plus 40. And this is really what helps the deck hit the big numbers very early on. Double Dragon is a fantastic card. I've used it in many, many decks because, of course, Dragons is one of my favourite type. And I'm very happy that it's still in the standard format 2016-2017. So, this is the deck profile. I hope you've enjoyed it. This is my personal build. Remember, you can use this as a skeleton to do what you like with it. You can put anything you wanted into this if you really wanted to. But this is how I've built it. This is how I've played it, and I've enjoyed it. So, I hope you enjoy it. If you did enjoy it, like the video, show your mates, subscribe, because quite frankly, I'd love the feedback. If you didn't like the video, let me know what I did wrong, what I did right, what could potentially go in the deck. I'm always looking for feedback. And I hope you did enjoy it. So, thank you, and bye.